All right, here we go. We are live. It is time for the realest talk in sports. We are in the paint. In the paint, pardon me. Little microphone thing here going on. My name, my name is Angus Black, aka Rodney Jones, and our brother who created In the Paint, Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, aka Max 611, as he's called on here. He won't be joining us tonight, so we're gonna be rocking on. So I normally don't ride by myself, so I have my brothers that's with me, and my main man, Mr. Dominic, formerly of the BX, now in NC, joining me. What's going on, brother?
Good evening, Rodney. Can you hear
Cool.
me?
I can hear you. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
good.
Okay. All right, that's good. Uh, Also, we might have a bowler on the line with us, my man Reggie. What's going on, Rich?
You know what I am. I'm here with you in spirit, big dog. I
Okay,
know I'm kind of noisy, but so I'm gonna kill the mic, but I'll be listening.
okay, okay, brother.
All right.
All good, all good, all good. All right. So with that being said, uh, listen, let's get into it. First thing, and Dom, I'm so glad that you're here because this is your team. This is your love, baseball, your team, the New York Yankees. Here we go, brother. So here's the deal. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge with his home run, triple crown, and MVP chases. What's your initial thoughts on this?
Oof. Now, you know what's scary? When
Hmm.
everybody started getting into the chase, the home run chase,
Right.
not the triple crown chase, just the home run chase, just the 60, 61. It's like the Yankees went south. It was
Hmm.
all about him hitting home runs, and we're losing. That's what started making me a little nervous
Hmm.
because they hit a serious patch, but everything was glued toward this run, this chase, now the triple crown. So
Hmm.
while it's great to watch, I wish it would have got over with sooner, and then we could have concentrated on the stretch run. And but here we are. I mean, you can't avoid the elephant in the room.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know about the triple crown. But let's
Hmm.
take care of the home run. Let's take care of the most home runs hit by an American leaguer, and hopefully nothing ever comes up down the road about juicing and all that shit,
Right.
because people are asking, you
Uh,
know.
really, I haven't really heard too much about that. Tell you honestly,
My
it wouldn't
damn
surprise
son
me.
just asked me right before we started. My son, a Yankee fan, was
Right.
like, Dad, you think he's on the juice? Oh, come
Wow.
on,
Just
son.
totally messed you up.
Yeah, he said, I'm just asking, Dad. You know how baseball is. I'm like, oh,
Right.
but nah.
Hmm.
Let's just hope he's clean, and it brings us to the other part. Now what do they do?
Mm. Are
Remember?
you are we referring to the off-season shenanigans?
Yes, sir. Because it was last off-season shenanigans, remember?
Right.
And some of us on the line, to include me, was like, hey,
Hmm.
he's 30 years old.
Yep.
He's had some injuries. 8, 10-year contracts, puts him at 38, 40 years
Right.
old. And then he goes and does this.
Right.
Lord help us.
Well,
But
you know what? Not for nothing. I mean, I'm not. How can I say? I have talked about Aaron Judge and not in the most glowing way. Okay, because of his availability on the field.
mhm,
Um, I've spoke out about this, and I'm not exactly the biggest fan. But the thing is, he is having a year. I'm gonna give him that. But here's the thing: even though he's having a great year, it's also a career year, and that kind of scares me
mm,
because when you say career, more than likely, we're not going to see another season like this from him again.
How do
You
you
know,
top this?
yeah. How do
Yeah,
you, just like you said, how do you top this?
yeah.
You understand? So this is why I'm more in favor of them not breaking the bank to sign this guy because it could come back to bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, 30, let's say 30,
Hmm.
31, 32 mil, 6, 7 years. I don't even know if that would suffice now.
Right.
With these, what does he want? That's the
Hmm.
problem. What
Right.
does he want? And like I said, Raw, we had this conversation. Remember, oh well,
Yeah.
he didn't sign,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he goes and does this shit. It's like, oh my goodness, nothing. This couldn't have worked out any worse for the Yankees. But
Right.
or if a lot of people think how you just said,
Hmm.
how do you duplicate this? Like
Right.
you take a Mike Trout
Hmm.
who may not have put up these numbers one year, but his numbers are, you know, great every year.
Every
Three
year.
something,
Right.
30 something homers, 100
Hmm.
something RBI, gold glove, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So it's not like, okay, how can Mike Trout top this? And he normally does
Hmm.
because it's nothing like this. Now all of a sudden we're looking at this guy like, shit, you know,
Yeah.
we're talking some of the greatest players in Major League history: Willie Mays, Hank Aaron,
Hmm.
Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. The list goes on and on. That
For
never
sure.
had a year like this. Ted
Right.
Williams, probably the
Right.
last one.
Hmm.
Oh, what's his name? That's right, Cabrera won the Triple Crown not long ago.
Miguel Cabrera. Exactly.
But not
Agree.
with these home runs.
No.
I mean, damn, that's crazy.
My take is this:
Hmm.
championship or bust. I don't care how many home runs you hit.
And
What's that?
you know what, Reg? If you could hear us, that's the other side of this coin.
Hmm.
And we had these conversations for how many years? Here's where I miss Chandler. Because he was just like Reggie.
Right.
I don't give a shit. 100 wins don't mean nothing. It's World Series or bust.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, Reggie brings
Hmm.
up the other elephant in the room.
Right.
You hit
Exactly.
64 home runs and we get knocked out in the first round.
What was it
Who's
all
gonna who's
for?
gonna remember this shit?
Yeah. What was it all for?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
who's
saying?
gonna remember
Definitely.
it? Ah,
But
it's a
but
tough one. Huh?
to his credit, he has held Yankees down. He has,
Oh
with his
yeah.
offensive numbers, while the rest of the team was sleeping at the plate. This
Ooh,
guy, he took the team on his back and he carried them. I have to give him credit, and that
Yes.
hurts me to say that of all people.
And you know what though, R, to me as a Yankee fan, it
Hmm.
sort of woke me up to, and we had these I always say this, we've had these conversations where we had the Gary Sanchez conversation until Gary Sanchez was gone. But now I'm having these same thoughts and same conversations with myself about Glover Torres.
Hmm.
Has he the little peak he hit a few years ago, was that like you just said, how do you
Right.
top this? He had that one good year, and was that it?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Right.
So now I'm looking at him the way I looked at Sanchez, and we all got on the line, and killed
Yeah. For sure.
Sanchez
For sure,
until the
brother.
Yankees traded his ass. So
Right.
I'm just thinking, is he the next? Because he's just not. I don't know what happened. I think he
Hmm.
opened his stance. He started trying to hit purely long ball,
Hmm.
and this is it. Is this it for him too?
Right.
Yankees got a lot of regrouping. To be
They
honest.
they do. They do. And let me just throw out my man Black Atcher. Thank you for
Mm,
joining us. And also shout out to Ali Das. Thank you for joining us. Black Atcher says if they don't pay that man, I could see Judge ending up on the Angels and going downhill. The man is
mm,
gonna go downhill anyway at
right.
this point because like we was talking about, the fact is, how do you top the numbers that you're getting already?
Right.
You understand?
And
And you're
to
getting older. You
Right.
understand? So,
And to Black Atcha,
mhm,
great point. And here's the irony of that, because this is what the Angels have done. The Angels have went out and got talent, have signed talent, had
mhm,
Mike Trout, the reigning MVP for 100 years. And guess what? Mike Trout's never won a playoff game.
right, right,
Osanti, however you say his name, the hitter, pitcher, never won a playoff game.
mhm,
They're not afraid to spend money, but is it some sort of jinx with the California Angels? I mean, the LA Angels,
mm.
whatever the hell they are now. But they're not afraid to spend money.
Mhm,
But again, Mike Trout probably still, to me, even though I'm a Yankee fan, still to me the best player in baseball.
mhm.
And look that up, he has never won a playoff game. That's almost insane to think about that. But Mike Trout, and you know what? He's going to get paid for the next,
For sure.
what, 10, 12 years? I mean, he's
Some
one of
some
them that signed
some
that long
craziness.
contract.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
craziness.
And
Mhm,
it's not totally out of the realm what Black Atcher said, because one, Judge is from Cali. So if one of them California teams
mhm.
decide to open the bank and the Yankees still want to nickel and dime him and go with the R theory that, hey, he'll never top this, and
Right.
yeah, he'll end up somewhere in California, and
Well,
we'll scratch our heads thinking,
well, you know what, Dom? I just want to read a couple of comments from Ali. He
mhm,
says he doesn't think he has to top this season. Just be consistently productive for them. That would be getting their money's worth. Hmm.
mm,
That's one
yeah,
thing he said.
yeah.
Where's the other thing? The other comment from Ali. Will he play well enough to carry the Yankees past a team like the Dodgers? That's a good question.
Mm. Well, that's strange in itself, because that's another team. Yes, they got one World Series out of all of this. I think it was the bubble season,
Mhm.
but they're another one. They go out and they get all this talent, and they haven't really hit pay dirt with all the salary and all the
No, they
money they're
haven't.
spending.
No.
I mean, when you think about it, but you
Mhm.
know how baseball is. Who hits that stride in that first three out
Right.
of five, then the first four out of. Now it becomes not so much with Judge and the carry. It's about the pitching. Who's going
Mhm.
out there on that 3-day rotation? Who's
Right.
your three guns that you're putting out there?
Right.
Because that's what it's going to come down to now. It
For
ain't going to
sure.
come down to can Judge hit 62 home runs. That's over. That's just over.
Exactly.
And you got to get by teams in your own division, let alone the
Hmm.
Dodgers.
Right.
So, and the American League to me is much more tougher. I'm not saying that because I'm a Yankee fan. I
Mhm.
just think the competition is a little stronger in
Right.
in the American League.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair
The
enough.
National League probably got the better pitching,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
definitely. Without question.
But I think the hitting and the all around play probably favors the American League a little bit. Because let's not forget, I don't know how they do this thing now, with this wild card, which is not a one and done.
I have no idea. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
somewhere along the
Yeah.
line, somebody got to play the Mets.
Right. Right. Hmm.
So, and
And
with
that's
their
gonna.
pitching and them two
Yeah.
guys being
Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah. That's not an
mm,
easy out. That's not an easy
no,
out for any team that goes up against them.
no,
You know.
not at all, not
Right.
at all. So
Um.
we'll see. But he brings
Okay.
up a good point. I don't think it's about can he carry a team in the playoffs,
Hmm.
because, like I said, that's over. That's over once the playoffs start.
Right. Right.
That ship has sailed. Now it's about who can outpitch, who can get some clutch hits, which the Yankees have
Sure.
not done in years.
Right.
You
See, a
know,
lot of people focus on one guy. They forget it's a team sport.
right,
So if guys is not pitching in front of you or behind you, it's all for naught.
Hmm.
right. And I
Uh,
never understood him batting second. I
Yeah.
don't get that.
Yeah. Same
I
here.
understand he gets more at bats. Here we go with numbers, analytics, and
Right.
all of that.
Right.
But I can never understand a guy that's going to hit probably 60 something home runs batting second. You
Right.
know, where
Makes
did
no
we go
sense.
with this? I mean,
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let me read this comment. Black Atcha, the only time the Angels will win a playoff or a chip is if they put it in another baseball movie.
Yeah. Angels in the outfield. That might be what he's
He's-
referencing.
Oops.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was me.
It's strange.
Mhm.
But we shall see. All right, we got about what? 2 weeks left in the season.
Roughly. Hmm.
Yeah, there was a point, man, not to beat this horse to death, man. There was a point where I was wishing it would hurry up because I'm like, damn, are the Yankees even going to be in the playoffs? Can we end this shit now? They went from the
Well,
best
with good
team in
reason you say
baseball.
that.
Yeah, they went from
You
the
know,
best team in baseball to, to, oh my God, faster than a Porsche, going from 0 to 60. I'm like, what the hell happened?
yeah, that
Let's
free
end the
falling
season,
wasn't
please.
cool.
Hurry up.
Like I said,
Because
that
it ain't
free
over
falling
yet.
was not cool at all.
Yeah,
You know,
it ain't over yet either. I mean, shit, you got Toronto, Tampa Bay down,
right?
breathing down their back.
Yeah,
Oof. Oh,
kind of a
let's
little
end
scary
this shit.
ride right there for a minute. You know.
Yeah, these guys, Black Action and them talking about playoffs. I'm
Hmm.
like, just get to the playoffs, damn it. Please.
Exactly, bro. Yo, let's
Yeah,
see what Ali has to say as well. Besides Otani, the Angels haven't invested well in their pitching in the last few seasons. This is true. This is why they're struggling getting back to the postseason.
right.
I totally
They
agree
took
with that.
they took a flyer on Syndergaard.
Hmm. Why?
That really didn't work.
No. Well, look, like we didn't know this.
Yeah. Again, that's why they call it taking a flyer.
Yeah,
You took a
exactly.
flyer on them, and yeah, but they still, I don't know. This year was really weird
Mhm.
because they didn't even really stay that competitive. To be quite honest, they might
Right.
even be in last place. No, they're not in last place,
I don't
but
think
they're
they're
like
last.
20 games under 500.
Right.
So yeah, but again, like I said, when you look at the American League,
Mhm.
you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 teams in the AL East that are at or above 500.
Right.
2 in the Central, one barely, one almost at 500,
Mhm.
and then you got 2 in the West. So you've got a lot of teams that, look at the Orioles. If
Mhm.
they would have started out decently,
Mhm.
not barn burning, and the Yankees being so hot,
Mhm.
they played pretty well. Because if you look at just the American League East, you got 4 teams that
Right.
on a good year, 2 of them
Right.
would have made the playoffs.
For sure, without question, easily.
Right. So it's going to be tough. I just hope the Yankees,
Well,
yikes.
we're gonna definitely see how this shakes out for the Bronx Bombers.
Yes.
I mean, I'm like you. I'm hoping for a championship 28. I really am. But
Uh,
you gotta play the games. I'm just saying, yeah,
right.
yeah. Uh
As
oh.
a as a
Let
as
me
an
let me kick it up a
optimistic
notch.
fan, I don't know.
I hear you, brother. We're gonna kick it up a notch by the arrival of
Uh-oh.
this man. The bishop is in the house. Your mic is live, sir. Thanks for joining us. And like I said,
Good
your mic is live.
evening, gentlemen, and all.
Starting out firing shots already. What the freak?
Lord have mercy.
You know what I'm saying?
Good evening, distinguished gentlemen, and all.
Thank you. Yeah, we
Great
got the
to.
hit the first time.
Oh,
Oh
welcome
well.
back. Welcome back off sabbatical.
Yes, thank you so much. I saw another dig right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, we was talking about the Yankees and more specifically Aaron Judge and his career year with the offensive production. What do you think? What's your take?
He's a beast.
Okay.
It's the Yankees. What else do you expect?
All right, let's not go too far. Take
What
it
else
easy.
do you expect?
Take it
What
easy.
else do you expect?
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Take it easy, buddy.
It's like when you say it. No, when you say Yankees, doesn't a smile come to your face?
I'm laughing already. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Dom. When you say Yankees, doesn't a smile come to your face by the time you finish saying it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes, of
exactly.
course.
Uh,
It's like
Considering Bishop what I have to work with in every other sport, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Right.
I look like the Joker from Batman. And I ain't working with much else. Y'all know that, right?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
hey, October, baby, October. October. We ain't going to the championship, but we'll win the games we're supposed to win. That's all I'm looking to.
So
Right.
something just struck me in your statement. We're not getting the championship.
I'm not talking about the Yankees.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking to Dom. We speak the same language.
Okay, well excuse me. Boy,
He
pardon
knows
me.
what I'm
We're
talking about. Yeah.
okay. Okay.
He
The
said
Knicks.
he said he only had one team to root for to be happy about. So I'm just tempering his expectations. You know, I've already come to the realization, so I'm just trying to help him temper
Okay.
his
Okay,
expectations. So.
gotcha. All
You know
right.
what though? You know what? To Bishop's point, it's weird, guys, because for so many years, you figure baseball ends in what, late October,
Mhm.
Mhm.
depending on when you get put out, or even win the World Series.
Right.
And there was times, again, being a Knicks fan, that I'm like pitches and catches report in 21 days, and it's like January because
Right.
I ain't got nothing to look forward to. I'm looking for exhibition games and pitches and catches
Well, that's
because
coming
none
Yeah.
of
up.
my other teams can get out their own damn way.
Right.
But it may change one day. I don't know.
Mm.
No time soon, but the Yankees
Okay.
are my only hope.
Yeah, because it ain't that other New York team that plays the round ball. You got that right.
Yeah.
No,
With the
not
Mets.
now.
Don't.
I mean,
Yep.
all jokes
Dude,
aside, Bishop,
you.
I think the Mets probably stand a better chance than the Knicks winning.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. That's until the injury bug hits, and then
Yo,
you know it's
you are
yeah.
the biggest closeted net fan that I know. Because you always have to speak
No,
about them.
I wasn't even talking. I was talking about the Mets. I was talking about the Mets. I'm not even. I'm not gonna give you satisfaction.
Okay.
But then
I'm not
there's
gonna
the
give you this.
Nets. Nah.
I'm, I'm not gonna give you satisfaction until you bring it up.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'm not gonna bring it up. I ain't gonna bring it up. I'm not tonight. Nah.
Okay.
no.
We're gonna do some moving on, man. Go to the next topic. Dom, stay with us. I know you're
All
not the
right. I
biggest
actually
football.
watched football this weekend.
What?
Yes, all weekend.
Congratulations, Don. Congratulations.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
I told y'all why I couldn't do it last year without getting into
Right.
the schematics. So this
Okay.
year I'm trying.
Okay.
And it
What
was a
did you
pretty good
watch?
weekend.
What did you
Yeah.
watch? Which
Well,
which
one, I
which
always
contest?
watch Red Zone. And then I have, of course, the Panthers on one
Of
channel
course.
and
Of course.
who was the CBS game? Who was the CBS game down here, Bishop?
Judge Cleveland.
Yeah.
Judge
No, not
Cleveland and
here.
Dallas, Cincinnati.
No,
Yeah.
no, not
Yeah.
here. It
Oh,
was,
No.
I don't know that.
it was Cleveland. It was Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Dallas.
It was Cleveland and the Jets, Cincinnati and Dallas.
Right.
Right. We
Right.
saw Cincinnati, Dallas, the
Okay.
Panthers, and the Giants, matter of
Mets.
fact. I finally
Yeah.
got to see a Giants whole game. And
Okay.
then the rest is just red zone.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Was it really a game though?
Which
Mm.
one?
The Giants contest
Oh,
It
because
was.
it's
It
like
was horrible.
you start the game off with two turnovers that you recover
Right.
and you leave 8 points on the board. So to me, it's like even though we got the W, the
Mhm.
score should have been 27-16.
It should have been. I agree.
27-16, and
Mhm.
it just highlights like the ineptitude of the quarterback. It's like, dude, this is like crazy, and the running back is gonna keep getting hurt because you're gonna keep overusing him because he's the only offense that you have. Saquon Barkley is gonna keep getting hurt, and it's just gonna be a vicious cycle because you don't have a quarterback that's a legitimate threat.
Mhm. No,
Uh,
and to
they
and to
really
be honest, guys, they were playing the wrong team this week for that. Because whoever don't watch the Panthers, we all know they're a very good defensive team.
are. Mhm.
But what makes them so good is they're so fast on defense.
mhm.
You may think you got a hole, and then all of a sudden you're laying on your back. I mean, like
Right.
Bishop said, all the opportunities the Giants had. They only scored 19 points,
Right.
and they almost lost the game. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
To
Again.
Baker
Again.
Mayfield. Right,
Yeah.
to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you were criticizing Daniel Jones. You even shittier than he is.
yeah. And the scary thing about him and the Giants, again, for the Giants fans out there, they held on because it seems like the third and the fourth quarter is when Baker Mayfield wakes up.
Right.
Normally, it's a little too late, but just like Bishop said, the Giants should have had far more than 19 points. I mean, but they weren't playing, no ordinary defense. The Panthers get after your ass, and they don't have my wife's cousin. They were all here this weekend, and me and Glenn was watching the game, and Glenn kept saying he's from St. Thomas. He holding the ball too long down there.
Exactly.
That's the
exactly.
I'm like, yes,
That's
he
the
is.
problem.
Exactly.
Yep.
3 seconds or less. This is my rule. For 3 seconds or less, you got to get rid of that ball. If you don't
Yep.
get rid of the ball, run, get 2-3 yards, and slide.
Right.
But once you hold the ball, because then he starts making bad decisions.
Yep.
You're gonna throw into double coverage. You fall it on your back. You don't really have an arm. You're just gonna throw it in the direction of one of your players that has three defenders around him and
Right.
hope for the best.
And you know what, Bishop? He actually beat Murphy's Law sitting back there that long against the Panthers. He should have been on his ass a lot more than he was.
Well,
because they come after you, and he's just sitting there, 1,001, 1,000. I thought he was playing street football.
Right.
well, you know,
Right.
after a while, it's like, all right, well, we're not gonna get ourselves hurt getting after this dude. He's not a threat. Let's just
We'll
keep
just
it.
guard the receiver.
Yeah, we'll just guard the receivers. He was like,
Well-
yo, we don't want to get no ankle injuries or somebody
Right.
hurt somebody else. It's like, yeah, he's not a threat. As a matter of fact, the longer we wait, the more susceptible he is to turn the ball over to throw a
You know
pick
what's-
six. So,
You know what's funny? At one point, I forget it was either the third or the fourth quarter where I was watching a game, and he did one of those throws the ball. I mean, he zipped it, but there was like 3 defenders around still.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah.
That they didn't intercept him like I think about 3 or 4 times during that game.
Right.
There should have been interceptions, but he got fortunate. So did Baker. They both got that same thing, like throw it and hope for the best.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you what. How long's he been on the Giants now? 3-4 years?
3 years? Is this his 4th season?
who?
Daniel
DJ.
Jones.
I think this is either third or fourth.
Yeah.
I can swear it was third.
It's sad. It's sad to think it's time to move on,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't
no
know.
shade, no knock against him. He just
Not that guy.
No, he isn't.
And it kind of goes to prove what people were saying earlier on when they drafted him. Again, no shade. He's just not that guy. I mean, you're playing at home too,
Mm-hmm.
and you had all these opportunities.
Right.
And, you threw the ball 34 times and got 176 yards, and he got sacked 3 times.
I'm sorry. I'm cracking up at this. So Black Archer, we gotta put you on serious, seriously, man. So Daniel Jones found a 4-leaf clover on the field.
I gotta tell you, we're gonna need.
This is his 4th year, guys.
Oh wow.
We're gonna need all of the victories we can get, all the W's we can get, because when we start playing the real teams, it is going to be the Giants are gonna get smacked when we start playing the real teams. Because the only thing you got to do is stop the running game, load up, stop the running game, and the rest of the offense is trash.
Right. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the other team.
Hey.
The New York Jets, they won 31-30 in dramatic fashion over the Cleveland Browns. So now the Jets are 1-1 instead of 0-2.
It's broken clock syndrome.
Go ahead and expound on that. Expound on that, brother. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, a broken clock twice a day is right. So That's what that win was.
Right.
Just show up, be somewhat consistent, and you might get lucky.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't really watch this game, but I kind of fell asleep. A little too much alcohol. So my bad on that. But
Well,
what?
they started off pretty decently, and then they
Hmm.
scored. I was going. They scored, and then like a few plays later, Cleveland scored. So it was like everybody was all happy. Yeah, they got seven. They got seven. Yeah,
Right.
let's
Right.
go. And then it was like, oh yeah, now they're down by seven.
Right.
So,
Exactly. But I tell you this much. I think it was I forgot somebody was saying about this is the first time they've seen a game where a team is down by two scores with less than 2 minutes to play and pulled out a victory.
Hmm. Yeah.
yes, it's still the Jets. Let's not
No,
let's
don't get
not.
it twisted. I'm not saying they're going to become
It
world
was like
beaters or anything like
No.
that.
exactly. It
No.
was like yeah, it
Yeah.
was like
But I will say this. I thought the Jets would be a little better this year because between them and the Eagles, and
Mhm.
I said this earlier on, between them and the Eagles, those are the two teams that hit pay dirt during this year's draft.
Right.
Then
mhm.
all of a sudden, the quarterback gets hurt. And, to make matters worse for the Jets, the division they're in don't help their cause either.
No.
I mean, but we'll see how for real some of these teams are, other than Buffalo. We already know how I feel about them.
Yeah, man. That's my squad right there.
Yeah. But I thought the Jets would be a little better this year. And I thought, again, being a Jets fan, being the hopeless, optimistic fool that I am, I thought, you know what? They're 1-1 now. They have the Bengals, the Steelers, and I think week 5 is when the quarterback comes back, and they got the Dolphins.
Right.
So we'll see where they stand.
Okay.
I just want them to be a little more competitive than they've been, and they definitely showed it Sunday. Whether it was the clock syndrome,
Mhm.
a win is a win, and when you're a Jets fan, you'll take them.
You got that right. Let me ask you guys a question. What are your impressions of the head coach?
Mm, mm,
The fact that no one is answering kind of
yeah,
speaks volumes for me.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the Jets, so I don't pay that much attention to.
Okay.
It's just like
Okay.
it doesn't matter who's at the helm.
Hmm.
It just seems like they're they're destined for dung pile. It doesn't matter who's the head coach.
Hmm.
It's like it's just a Jet. I mean, I expect like that win Sunday. I was shocked. I
Same
was
here.
shocked.
Same here.
So I wouldn't be surprised if what is it like week 7. I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if week 7 they're like one in like
One in
one in
six.
like yeah
That's it's fucked up, man. It's true,
yeah
but it's fucked up nonetheless.
like yo they
Uh,
just had it, they just made it, yo they could have won that game, they could have won that game if they didn't do this.
mhm.
It's like it's just one of those teams, man. It's like you
Now,
can't get it done.
now this is interesting as well. Just put another question in the queue here. So will Zach with Zach Wilson coming back, is that going to improve their chances to compete and have an improved season?
yeah,
You think
yeah,
so, Dom?
yeah.
I
Because
I, I, I kind of have the other thought.
this is what I was thinking. Like I said, if some of these draft picks show up, and of course Zach Wilson is damn near a draft pick,
Hmm.
but when you look at their schedule, I mean, again, I'm just getting back into the football thing,
Right.
but I started thinking like the Jets' next opponent, the Bengals. Were they a one-hit wonder last year? I mean, Burrows is the truth,
Hmm.
but he's on his ass half the game.
That's the line.
He's getting his brains beat out. Then you have the Steelers the next week, who talk about quarterbacks. I mean, let's not
Hmm.
forget theirs. So I don't know. I went into the season, guys, thinking 8 and 9
Hmm.
at least.
Okay. Okay.
So, and then the quarterback got hurt. So, but
Yeah.
we'll see. They to me they should be more competitive, and so far they have. Like, they could have folded the tents in that game, down 17 going in the third quarter
Hmm.
or whatever they were down. They normally would have folded the tents. I mean, Flacco had a breakout game, 300 something yards. I mean, yeah, they were playing Cleveland, but
Hmm.
Cleveland just beat somebody. I forgot who they beat last week.
Right.
So, they had their one win. But we'll see. I just can't wait to see the quarterback come back
I hear you.
because I
I'll
want to
just
see
say
how
this:
these
we're not
draft
going to
picks
see a
work
game
out.
like that from Flacco again. That's it.
No,
He
probably
shot his
not.
soul. That's it. That's it. You got off one time this past Sunday. It's not going to happen again. So the hell with that. I don't know, Dom. I don't see 8 and 9 for them. Even if Wilson was healthy and available. Um, honestly, I see a little slight improvement. Maybe they could get to like something like 5-12 or 6.
Wow.
But I don't see any more than 6 victories this year for this team.
Ooh, God. What are we predicting for the Giants?
Somewhat
Ooh.
similar.
No. I think with the Giant, like it's so. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I guess I'm saying it like it's easy, and I'm not out there on the field, but it's like, dude, just like 5 yard passes, 5 to 10 yard passes. Just stick to that.
Yeah.
Stick to cross patterns. Stick to 5 to 10 yard passes. Don't try anything else. Move the chains, and then let your running back do what he do.
Right.
That's it. That's simple formula, and stay consistent. Simple. You ain't gonna win. You ain't gonna win 12, 13 games,
Hmm.
but you'll be respectable. You'll be respectable.
Hmm.
So if you
I
win 9 games, you respectable.
No, there's no
You go.
question about it. There's no question about it. But again, it's so simple as you put, Bishop, but for some crazy reason they don't seem to execute that.
No, the defense is okay against passing,
Hmm.
running game. It's like like the Panthers are doing the same thing. McCaffrey,
Right.
McCaffrey. Guess what? They're
Yep.
gonna get the ball to McCaffrey.
Yep.
Okay, 3rd down and 7. They're gonna give the ball to McCaffrey.
Hmm.
4th down and 2. They're gonna give the ball. It's like, you can't. It's like, okay, it's not a secret what they're doing.
Right. Right.
It's not a secret what they're doing. So
Hmm.
like, why can't you stop it?
Right.
So
Well, the
against
one
better
thing.
team, I'm saying
I'm sorry.
against better teams that have more weapons and more potent runners,
Hmm.
yeah, we're gonna get cooked.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. Well, let's take a look at an overall look, shall I say, uh, of the NFL Week 2. We had so many damn games.
Well, the Cowboys won, so obviously they're gonna win the trophy. They won a game,
Yeah.
so obviously they're ready for. They're
Super
ready
Bowl.
for. Yes. So let's give them a bye for the rest of the weeks because they're
That's it.
ready to play. Yeah,
So
they
they
want to.
so they got their spot.
Yes, they rung the bell on that side. So
I can't even go on right now. It's hilarious. Hmm. Well, I see my favorite team, the Chiefs. Oh god, they managed to. That was a good game, by the way, with them and the Chargers, because the Chiefs won that
Yeah.
27-24. That was a very good game. Um, unfortunately, Justin got hurt. I don't know the prognosis on him. It might be a day-to-day thing. I'm hoping he's not out. What the hell? Hold on, I'm sorry, guys.
who's the backup quarterback for the Giants?
For who?
The Giants. Who's the backup quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor.
What's his name? Tyrone.
Yeah,
What's it?
Tyrod.
Tyrod. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the black dude.
Yeah. Used to
Yeah,
play for Buffalo. And
Buffalo.
yeah.
It's bad to say it, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's just who I am. Hopefully Daniel Jones gets hurt and we can get.
God
Damn.
Yeah.
God
Hopefully he
damn,
gets like
son.
a little injury or something. Like, I'm not saying debilitating, but something to keep him off the field,
Jesus. Okay.
like a shoulder
Well,
injury that you know.
the one thing I want to say about Tyrod is at least he's not of giving the obligatory interception like Daniel Jones is. You understand? At least he
Yeah,
takes care of the ball. He's not a turnover prone guy.
right.
So
So
that right there should be a small victory for
you're
the
in the
Giants.
pocket. Yeah, you're in the pocket, and it's collapsing, and you holding the ball out there like,
Hmm.
well, nobody's gonna hit me. It's like, dude,
Right.
somebody's gonna hit you, and they're probably gonna get the ball away from you too, because
More than
he
likely.
treats you like a hot potato. It's like, yo, it's like, yo,
Right, right. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the NFL. Again, like I said, the Chiefs and Chargers, that was a good game. Um, I'm not impressed by the chess play by the Chiefs anyway. To tell you honestly, their defense is lacking. You know, any team that has Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback, you're gonna put up points. But again, to me, it falls back to the defense, and I don't think they have what it takes to be one of those teams like that. Will they make the playoffs? Obviously, but because of their defense, and I'm not really impressed with their offensive line either, to be honest with you. So I think those two things are going to bite them in the ass, and they're going to fall short.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I think the Chargers are probably the best 1-1 team in the NFL.
No question.
Because they could have put that game away.
Hmm.
But that's a tough little division there, though.
Yeah. Well, all those teams in that division can have winning records. All of them.
Yeah.
you got a feedback. Or
I do.
yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
like an echo.
fix this shit. Hold on for a second.
It's like you got auto tunes going on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you still got that little echo.
Still
going
got it? Ah, jeez. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys keep talking. I'm gonna back out and come right back in and see if I can get this fixed. All right.
on. Okay,
All right.
so
What was the next topic?
well, we still talking about the NFL, so it's like we eked by the Panthers, so I was semi happy about that, but still, it's like you gotta when you get opportunities, you gotta make the most out of it.
Yeah. All right. I'm back. You still here?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's all right.
Well, listen. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with this thing today.
It's not as bad as it was.
All right. Well, that's good. I could deal with that then. I could deal with it. Yo, what about the Lions? Oh my God. What the fuck?
Twilight Zone. Oh no, he left us.
Or making a remix.
Nah. I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
I got it fixed.
Yeah,
I
that's
got it
it.
fixed. All right. Sorry about that. Like I was saying, man, before, yo, what about the Detroit Lions?
Ooh,
Are you impressed by them?
ooh. But then again, this is who they are. They're in games and then they lose the game.
Right.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
Because they scored what? How many they put up against the Eagles?
They put up 36 against the Washington Commanders. It was 36-27.
And they put up 30-something against the Eagles, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
35.
They're making this guy look good. I'm talking about the quarterback, Jeff Goff.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
They're making this guy look good. But they got a nice little offense. I'm not gonna lie. You know?
Yeah,
that's the one
35,
thing.
and that's 70. What's that? 71 points in 2
Mhm.
weeks.
Yep.
Damn. Can't
Did
stop
they,
nobody, but hey,
did they lose? Did they lose those games?
No, they
yeah.
won Sunday. They won.
They
Oh, they
won
won
Sunday.
Sunday. They won and
Yeah,
won. Yeah.
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 And I mean, if you really take a look at them last year, they were in a lot of games. They may have lost,
Yeah.
but they were very competitive. They didn't give up. So you got to give them credit. And you got to even give the crazy coach a little credit. You know? You guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Just making sure.
Trying to see who they play next week. Oh, the Vikings.
That should be an easy one. That should be an easy one. Because as Max boy picks and fumble, as he likes to call him, Kirk Cousin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
that'll
that's
be
the scary thing. It's like when you bet against this clown, then he does something
Exactly.
super
phenomenal. Yeah.
heroic.
That's what I'm saying. He gonna score. He gonna throw for 6
Yeah.
touchdowns. Have like
Have
300
600 yards and 5
He's like, yo,
touchdowns.
300 yards in the first half. It's like
Yeah.
at halftime. You're like, yo, you run it up.
Right.
I
Right.
was like, yo, who's this dude? Then you get hopeful, and then the next game he comes out and flops, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the Dolphins? This is a team I'm kind of scared of. I hate to even admit that. No, I hate to admit it, but come on. I'm kind of scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous. You know, they're not going to take the division, but I'm just saying it's a team that you may not want to face for a must-win game. I'm just saying.
Well,
Dom,
I'll
I
say
heard
this.
you groan. So,
Yeah.
so uh-huh.
I will say this, R. This is their showtime this week. And I don't mean they have to go out there and beat Buffalo.
Right.
They got to stay competitive because if Buffalo puts a waxing on them like they did to the Titans, then all bets are off. Then they just got hot for a minute, and Buffalo's going to steamroll them. And then we'll be having another conversation next Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, this is their time for me. And like I said, they don't have to win.
As long
They
as
just
stay
have to
competitive.
show they can stay with these people, these
Right.
better teams, and they'll be playing the best team.
Right. Well, I think the whole thing with the Tyreek Hill coming to Miami, it changed them. You know,
Yeah.
it did. But of course, I'm probably the only one that thinks like that, so that's all right.
No. They actually, when you look at it, guys, the Dolphins actually did some due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
They actually went and put some pieces around this young kid.
Right.
And were like, okay, Bishop, here you go. Now, what do you got? There's no more excuses. They put some good pieces around him. The defense was all right. So now is the time. And like I said, this week, though it's only week 3, it's your time to let's see what you do against a Buffalo. Because if Buffalo beats the brakes off them, guys, all I'm going to say is, I told you. I told you. I don't know.
Right. Look at this. Black at you again. 2 are going to turn the corner right into the TLA strip club. The minute they win 6 games, then we will see Deshaun Watson 2.0. That's messed up. Funny as hell, by the way.
Ooh.
Wow. That's just saying.
Who did they beat? They beat the Ravens and trying to look it up. Oh, the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots suck.
Yeah, they're not the Patriots.
Yeah, that era is done. It's done. You know what I'm saying? What about the defending champions struggling against one of the worst football teams that's out there currently, the Atlanta Falcons? They were victorious 31-27.
Yes. Well, I don't know if Mr. Brady has gone to the well too much. It might be time for him to hang it up.
Why would you say that?
I'm just saying. Might be time for him to hang it up.
Well, you have a reason. I mean, you just think it's time for him to retire.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to pull his heroics off like he's been in the past. That's what I'm saying.
No, no.
And Dom, you agree?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think last year was not a fluke. You gotta come on, guys. Each year, teams get better, younger, faster.
Mm. Okay.
Nothing against Tom Brady. Don't get it
Okay.
twisted. He's the GOAT.
Mhm.
But again, every year teams get faster, stronger, better, younger. It's only a matter of time. And I think I thought last year was that matter of time moment,
Right.
to be honest.
Okay.
When he got his head put on a swivel and they got knocked out, I thought that's it. It's
Right.
time. And then he did. He retired for 20 seconds and came back.
he was on with the wife and kids. He was like,
Yeah. He
nah.
said, I can't
He
do
was
this
like,
shit. I know
he was like,
the
nah.
feeling, guys.
He was like,
I
nah.
know
I
that
was just
feeling.
like,
Right.
yo,
Right.
I'll take my chances. I'll take my
Yeah.
chances out of the field. I'll take my chances. Word.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
that. I know that feeling, man. When
It's
you
like, dude, you're
it's
older.
something to get
You're
used
older
to.
guy. You're older guy. You get just what shoulder separations, things like that. And it's like, yo, you'll never be the same. You're gonna be like Tony Romo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, it's like
And even he knew when to fold them.
right.
You know.
He's gonna come encounter a team that they got two or three guys. They're gonna be rushing, and they're gonna get to him. And it's like, yo, you ain't gonna be the same. It's like
Right.
you're
Wow.
gonna stick to your podcast.
Damn.
It's
That's
like you
great.
should, yeah, you should have jumped on this new media thing. Stick to your podcasting if you want to be
Mm.
out the house.
Well, I understand. I understand when you guys break it down like that, it makes perfect sense. Now you've convinced me to be perfectly honest. So maybe it's time. You know. Yeah. True. Well, time to talk about one of the best signings in the off season when the 49ers committed back to Garoppolo, you know, but we see what happened when Trey Lance got hurt, went down for the season with that injury. And Jimmy comes off the bench and leads the 49ers to a 27-7 victory this past Sunday. Any thoughts on that?
They were playing Seattle first and foremost.
Oh, come on. You don't believe in Geno Magic? Come on, man.
No,
Damn. It's fucked up.
I think he had his one shining moment. I think it was the week before last, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean,
Nah.
I ain't taking nothing away from Jimmy G. He's a hell of a quarterback. He got him to the Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yeah. He did.
I mean, it's a funny you started the conversation, right? The guy they didn't trade, which kind of worked out, huh? Because I think this guy's out for the season, ain't he?
He is out for the
He's got
season.
like a
Yeah.
broken ankle or something.
Yeah, I think
His
he's
ankle
out for the
broken?
season.
He's done for the season.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So Ali says they're a much different team with Jimmy G. They rally around them, and I think that's a very true statement.
Right.
You know. So I don't know, man. They were I think in the championship game last year, if I'm not mistaken. So they play well. They play well. You got Debo there, so they got a very good defense. Why not? So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. hmm All right. With that being said, let's move on and get to this story right here about Bret Farve and stealing the welfare money from the state of Mississippi, one of the poorest, if not the poorest, state in the United States of America. Let me just start off by saying this: Brent Favre is a true piece of shit, and he has always been. That's just what it is. He's been a real shitbag for, if not all, most of his career. Okay, off the field. Um, Not surprising, and shame on him, to tell you honestly the truth, because
Yep.
he could have made, he could have built that volleyball stadium with his own money that he earned in his career. So you have to shit on the people in the state of Mississippi to try to have this volleyball stadium built, which your daughter plays for this team. I mean,
Yeah. Well, my daughter wants to play volleyball. Who gives a damn about hungry kids
right?
and struggling? Who cares about that? And it's like, okay, so you got all the copper fit and all that other stuff. You could use some of that money.
Hmm.
It's like pretty crazy. Pretty
Yeah.
crazy. They got the copper fit socks, gloves, the waist thing. They got everything copper fit. It's like I'm sure they're paying him a handsome ransom. It's like, yo, you mean to tell me that you still gotta? And the crazy part about it is,
Hmm.
these are always the people who are always talking about handouts. Everybody else getting handouts.
Right.
So yeah, everybody else getting handouts. So it's okay for you to swindle, but it's not okay for somebody to get life sustainment. Not just like I'm not living lavish. I'm just sustaining.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
yeah, I thought
I
that was
want to
kind of
know
crappy.
how. I want to know how the shit even got that far.
Well, there's a politician in there
Yeah.
that he had connections to that basically kind of like circumvented some processes and got the money to and he probably got a kickback or something, or
Right.
maybe a company. So there was some benefit in it for him. I'm quite sure of it.
For sure.
There probably was some benefit in it for him. So it's
I
like,
don't.
okay, yeah.
I don't. I don't see. I hate to put it this way. I don't see no benefit in this. Not even like let's just play the dirty politician role,
Okay.
which we could do all 90% of the time. But let's just use that route.
Hmm.
But you're talking about uh, a baby stadium.
Right.
If R came to me
Hmm.
and R was this future Hall of Famer or Hall of Famer, all these endorsements, don't you know anybody? Why would you have to come to me to try to swindle the system? You don't know nobody. Y'all can't come up with, let's say, $5 million together.
You could come up with that out of your own pocket, is what I'm
You
saying.
could.
You
Well,
ain't even
I'm
get
saying, Bishop, without even saying that Bishop is going to go it solo. We would say yes. You're right, Bishop. Yes, Bishop could do this, but you don't know nobody else that could even give you a third of the money, another third from somebody else. How did it even get to that point? Is fucking
well,
bizarre to me. But
well,
R
no,
said it right. This guy has been a piece of shit.
Right.
Forgive me for saying it this way. He's
No.
been
Say
a
it.
piece of shit his whole career. Let's just
yeah,
be honest. He's been a piece of shit.
Hmm.
And if it wasn't for John Madden, we may not even look at Bret Farve the way some even looked at him as a player. Because John Madden was the one that made Bret Favre this, I hate to say this, fucking superhero, like a Marvel character. And then it snowballed from there. But then everything else, if you look at everything he touched, one, holding the Packers hostage for years.
Yep.
Then he does it with the Vikings. Then he does it with the Jets. Then he does his bizarre pick shit with the female. He's done everything slimy
Right.
other than throw a football. Everything about his life other than football is nothing but slime.
Yep.
Show me something he's done outside of football that would equate to something that me and Bishop could say, all right, maybe.
Hmm.
He tried. No, nothing.
he
He's
he
a piece
advertises
of
for
shit.
the copper fit. So for old guys, who want to get back out there.
I wonder if they canned him from Sirius XM.
Mm.
Probably not. Probably
And
not.
And don't forget, man. As Black Cat just said, man. He also shills for Wrangler jeans as well.
Yeah, probably not, because they'll say, well, he didn't do anything illegal. It's like it's immoral. It's immoral.
Right.
It's immoral.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
his. That's
yeah,
his mo, Bishop.
Yep.
right.
Nothing
Yes.
illegal, all immoral,
Right.
Mm.
and he's still
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
Yep. Still to this day. Well, what's
Yeah,
his name? What's that guy's name? Shannon Sharp. He had said that he called him. He's a sleazeball. He's been shady for a very very long time.
yeah. We just went down a list of the shit he did. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he has no moral fiber.
No.
Let's just keep it a buck. He ain't got a bit of moral fiber. Like I said, he held the Packers hostage for years. You know, Rogers was almost a senior citizen before he finally got to play football
Hmm.
because of this clown.
Yep.
And everybody appeased him. Everybody
That's the problem.
caved into
That's the
him.
problem.
That's the sad part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They
That's the
caved
problem.
into him.
You know.
Yeah.
And
Fuck
like,
him.
and then he committed a true mortal sin to the fans of Green Bay by signing with the arch rival, the Minnesota
Yeah.
Vikings. It's like you
Yeah.
spit in their face.
Yeah.
You know.
But they didn't at that point. Uh, ah, I think at that point they were even happy. I don't think they would have cared if he signed with Saddam Hussein and played in Baghdad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there was somewhere in the Packers' love of the field and the game and the frozen tundra that they had to get away from this guy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you holding your team hostage every year,
Every year.
and but they, you know what, guys, I hate to say it, they're the guilty parties too. Everybody that surrounded themselves with him, around him,
Mm-hmm.
they're as guilty as him. Because when you ain't got enough moral fiber in your body to say, you know what, Bishop, get your shit together,
Hmm.
then we're all as guilty. If we can't tell Bishop get his shit together and he's our friend,
Mm-hmm.
then we ain't doing Bishop no service. And that's how he lived his life, guys.
Yep.
Got away with everything. People sugarcoated shit. And here he is now, stealing $5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
But at least the girl's
No.
gonna get to play volleyball. Yeah.
Mm.
Serve. Serve.
Yeah. What school was it?
Oh man. Let me see if I can find that. Bear with me for a second.
Wasn't no top-notch school, was it?
No, I don't think
No.
so.
Like
I don't
Mississippi
think so.
State?
I don't think so. I'm trying to find it right now. Jeez. Let's see. Hold on. Still looking. Southern Mississippi. Yep.
Southern Mississippi.
You got it.
Mm.
That's what it's for. Yep.
Mm.
Ridiculous. Mm.
You don't
Oh,
do
with
all
that,
that. I wonder how his daughter looks.
But she don't even play no more. I heard it with the team
what?
she played for.
Mm.
I don't think she plays for them no more.
Okay.
It was the team she played, like past tense, for.
Okay. All
If
right.
I got
Oh,
the
so
story correct.
yeah, she's
Right.
playing. She's playing with LSU beach volleyball. She transfers from Southern Missis,
Right.
so she transferred from there.
Okay.
And she's playing beach volleyball.
Wow.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Mm.
Let's do some moving on. We're gonna go into the lane of boxing. It was a big fight. Well, not really. Not really. I shouldn't even have said that. Canelo Alvarez beating Triple G Golovkin in a unanimous decision. This fight that took care of this. Wait, took place. Excuse me. Pardon me. 'Cause I get a little feedback in my headphones as well. Um, this fight took place in Las Vegas this past weekend. In a unanimous decision. I got. Is that feedback? In Las Vegas
Yeah.
this past weekend. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right.
Auto tunes. You got auto tunes going on.
Nah, son. Nah, son. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening tonight. So my apologies.
No worries. No worries, man.
You know.
Yeah. Was that really a fight though?
No, no, no. Did you guys happen to see it? I know you probably didn't. Nobody has interest in that.
No. No.
No.
It's like, dude, you already beat him twice.
Exactly.
The third time is just like, all right, well, you guys gonna dance a little bit more. They're probably friends. All right, we'll. I'm not gonna knock you out. I'm not gonna knock you out, but let's make it competitive. I hit you a couple of times really, really hard,
Hmm.
and that's when you back up, or because after the first fight, it's like, okay, Triple G realized that I can't really bully this guy because he has something to offer,
Hmm.
and it's just like, so you saw how limited Triple G skills are, and then
Very.
you just show it's just like, Canelo, you could finish this dude. You make light work of this guy,
Mhm.
but you have him hanging around because the two of you are cool, and it's just another check. So you
Mm.
you don't want to devalue him, so that if you got to come back to this well, and that's what you did.
Yeah.
So
Well said. Well, I gotta tell you, they got paid because I
yeah,
think Canelo got like 40 mil, and Triple G got like 25.
25 more than he should have gotten.
Exactly. You know. And my thing is, you point out the fact, Bishop, that they're friends. They might be friends. I don't know what the whole relationship is, but
Yeah, if you
at
fought
the
somebody
same point,
three times, you fought somebody
three
three
times,
times,
three
and
times,
there's no knockout. There's really no bad blood.
hmm
Everybody's always really complimentary of each other. Well,
which they were,
he's
which
really
they
a good
were.
fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's
Hmm.
tough. Like, he has a really good chin, and it's like after the fight, they're all going out. The whole camps are going out to dinner,
Hmm.
and yeah, we got him again. We got him again.
Right.
We got him again.
Damn, man. I
So
don't know. I just feel a certain type of way when you have a guy, Canelo, that at one point was number one pound for pound, and you can't put away this dude.
because I didn't want to. I didn't want to. So like I said, we're friends. It's like, when is the last time you had a trilogy for two fighters who,
Mhm.
it's like, it's clear that you can't beat this dude. It's clear that he's head and shoulders above you skill
Mhm.
set level, and you can't really use that bully tactic that you used on the low level fighters that you fought,
The
because he
cab
has
drivers. Yeah.
he has something to offer. He has something. He has some power to offer, and you can't really, nah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not gonna really do that. So it's like, what's the sense of having the trilogy when we see that it's clear that you can't beat this guy?
Hmm.
Trilogies are like, okay, I beat you, I knocked you out, then you came back and you beat me and you knocked me out. So now we're gonna settle this.
Right. That's a true trilogy.
Right.
You
To
know.
me, that's what trilogies are for.
Right.
Not, I beat you up twice and I'm gonna beat you up again.
Well, the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. Here's the thing about this whole trilogy nonsense is people want to spin this narrative about how Triple G got robbed in the first, and even to an extent the second fight.
Right, because that sells the fight. That
Mm.
sells the fight. It sells the fight. It's like, that's like after Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, then them coming and saying, well, they stopped the fight too soon.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we need a rematch because they stopped the fight too soon. It's like, dude, you were sleeping,
Right.
and there was no, oh, they stopped it too soon. He was gonna recover. No,
Hmm.
it's like, stop
Nah.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying the state of boxing and some of
It's
those
sad.
divisions. It's just like,
It's sad.
yeah,
It's sad, bro.
it's like,
Hmm.
I don't get it, but I know for pay-per-view, because it was on pay-per-view,
Yes, it
it's like
was.
people are just thirsty for a fight. They're just thirsty to see a fight. So
Hmm.
then you would be interested to pay for that. But it's like, yeah, you really paying for that? That was a glorified sparring match.
It truly was. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. My thing was like it was hard for me to stay awake for the whole fight.
Yeah.
When I woke up, I saw like the final round. I think I
Hmm.
went to sleep like the fourth or fifth. Yeah, it was bad.
It's like, okay, well, this is what I want to work on. I want to work on this, so I need you to push me in this area so that I can work on this. So it's pretty much a glorified sparring session. We just got dressed up, we charged people for it, and
Yep.
they came out and they watched us spar.
I mean, I can't even add anything more to that.
I mean, that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion because it's like nobody's gonna.
I
It's like
can't even add any
when
more to it, man.
Canelo is like really head hunting and really like I got to get this dude out of here.
Right.
You never saw any of that. You never
Nah,
saw any of that.
nah, not even a little bit. No.
No.
So, well, I'll say this. I just hope I don't want to see Triple G in the ring again. I have no interest, and I barely have an interest for Canelo unless he fights one of the top other guys in that division,
In his division,
his division.
uh, who's
Yeah,
who's 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 left in that division
you got a few. You got a few.
that's comparable to his skill set?
You got a few. Just saying. What's that guy? Uh, you don't want to fight Benavides?
Hmm.
There's a couple in there. There's a couple in there that he can get in the ring with, but I want to see if he does. And if he doesn't, I'm not interested in any of his fights whatsoever.
Maybe they'll come up somebody who's not supposed to has a good night,
Mhm.
beat somebody that they're not supposed to beat, and then he'll be like, oh, he's the next challenger, so I got to take that fight.
Right. Exactly.
It's
All
like,
right.
he,
Sorry about that. You
nope,
had
no
something else
worries.
to say?
Nope, nope.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the last topic of the night. Is Dom still here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. NBA action. Phoenix Suns owner Robert Sarver suspended 1 year and $10 million. So what? $10 million to a billionaire. That's gonna hurt his pockets. Yeah. Okay.
That's a tax deduction.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's bullshit. There's been a lot of blowback from people inner circles. Even the minority owner of Phoenix said that the NBA blew it with this discipline. I just don't understand. First of all, and maybe you guys think I'm going too far, but he should be banned. That's it. I don't want to see anything
Well,
less.
you got extenuating circumstances here.
And what would that be?
So, number one, you can say that yes, he said some stuff that he shouldn't have said. Granted, but he can come back and say, "Well, I'm not a racist because my GM is black, my head coach is black." Those are the two most notable public positions on the team, and they're held by minorities. How many other teams can say that? How many other teams can say that?
Hmm.
Not many. As far as then you got what really was the extent of his sexual harassment. He was grinding his pelvis on other guys. Maybe they liked it. I don't know. Maybe that's something that they do. It wasn't like no, I'm not saying that it's okay because it may have made some people uncomfortable, but I'm just saying that if it had been like touching and stuff like that against women, that's one thing. But it's like this is the first time that I know that it's been like guys, and maybe that's what they do. Maybe that's what they do. So it was offensive to, and it's like okay, I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying this extenuating circumstances. It's not like, and people are trying to compare like for the Clippers guy,
Mm.
he was straight up racist. Like he straight up racist. And he could say, well, you know what? Like, how can you say I'm racist when I'm paying my head coaches? I just got him a new contract. My GM has been black. So, how can you say I'm a racist? And you
Well,
can't
Black
really,
Astro has a good answer if it shows up. Let's see. He said that's the perfect time to say some racist shit, though.
yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, he can combat that. He can come back with that and say, okay, well, I said something that I shouldn't have said, but it wasn't my direct words, and I'm not racist because this is what I do. Here's what I do in the community. Here's how I've made strides to move minority and leadership positions and so forth. He could be a complete jerk, but he's got some grounds to stand on. And it's like, again, to me, it's like if dudes are behaving in a risque manner because that's the thing that they do, it becomes a slippery slope. Then you're saying, okay, well, are you penalizing me because I'm in an alternative lifestyle, or because none of the stuff that I've read, it may have been something else, but none of the stuff that I read said that he touched women.
I could
It
have
was
sworn I saw something like that.
no, he made statements about himself to women, but that could have just been gratuitous, like just so that I'm not completely, people don't see me as completely on the other team, but his grinding and his touching and stuff like that was all male to male. So I was like, yeah, it's just a messy situation.
Yeah, I feel dirty just talking
Yeah,
about it.
it's
To
a
be
messy
honest.
situation, and I think it's going to come down to sponsors saying, all right, we just don't want this. We don't want this stain on our, or this blemish. We don't want to be associated with
Right.
that. I think that's what's probably going to
Right.
have to happen.
Okay.
Then he'll walk
I'm
away
just
with some
saying.
respectability. Yeah.
I mean, I respect what you're saying, Bishop, and I get it. I totally get it. My thing is, but I just can't get over the fact that you got a guy that's a billionaire. He's gonna get a good lawyer. He's gonna appoint the lawyer is gonna bring up what you had said. You know what I'm saying, to that
Yeah.
governing body, and he's gonna get off. I have a problem with that. I just do.
Well, and then too, you got to think like a millionaire. It's like I'm not just gonna walk away because you said that I need to go. I need to create a narrative where it's like
Right.
it's within my control that I'm saying, okay, well, I don't want to be detrimental to the organization. I love it too much. And it's near and dear to my heart, and yada yada yada. So I'm self-imposing because that's all he has to say.
Yeah.
The NBA gave me a year suspension. I'm imposing myself, and I'm gonna, do this and be a better person and yada yada yada. And he just stays out of the limelight, but still, does what he needs to do, and that's that. Because if you think about it, if he made a statement saying the NBA suspended me, I'm going to self-impose because my behavior was unacceptable, and I realized that, and I'm going to go through some counseling or whatever it is, whatever the terminology is, to become a better person. And it's never too late in life to learn to be a better you, and yada yada yada, and so forth and so on. But you create the narrative, and everybody is like, okay, so now you're persecuting somebody who's admitted that they've done something wrong. So now who's really wrong? So now you're being the dickhead.
Right.
So that's just is the perception. That's all. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. You're just
And
taking
at
like
the
a
end of the
broad.
day,
Go ahead, John.
guys, the NBA didn't have no recourse because people could sit here and throw stones at the commissioner. He works for the owners. So we all know the process of getting an owner out of ownership is going through said owners. So now you're going to put your shit on the line. And now somebody can go back 18 years and say, okay, and we don't even got to go back 18 years. We can go back to 2017 and witness the shit show Mark Cuban was running in Dallas.
Right.
That's not even that long ago, guys. And really nothing happened to him. So again, if the NBA and Adam Silver wanted to open that Pandora's box, then guess what? We start looking back again. Nothing against this woke culture, but when you keep wanting to go back and back and back, you're gonna find shit. And a lot of these owners might have just said, you know what, I'm not with it. 1 year, $10 million. That sounds good to me, because who knows? I may be next.
Right.
And Adam Silver, I think, realized that, you know what? if I open this box,
Right.
how far is it going to stay open? How far back are we going to go? How is this shit going to ever end?
So
And
yeah, where does the $10 million go?
yeah, exactly.
What
Yeah.
is the $10 million? Because if it goes to like organizations for, to benefit minorities or this or that, or to benefit, people who are, been abused and so forth and so on, then it makes him a hero. And then also, again, like I said, if you say I'm going to self-impose, so now you take all of the heat off of you, the sponsors feel like, okay, well, the narrative is now, because self-imposed. Now I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story. I want to hear what you have to say. Why did you think you needed to the NBA gave you a year suspension. Why did you think that you needed to impose more of a suspension on you? So I need to be better. I need to be a better person. I need to be this. Then it makes it more human. And again, it's like same thing with players when they start talking about, their faith and so forth and so on. You can't really dump on somebody who's, it's not politically correct to dump on somebody who's making acknowledgement
Right.
that I did something wrong.
And that's another sad thing. When you hear his comebacks, I understand, but I don't agree. But he's like, it's almost he's setting the stage for, if R and Bishop want to go any further with this, I'm in. I'm not going out like that.
Right.
I will fight this tooth and nail, and some people might get dragged in this shit again, guys. When you start going back 18, I'm pretty sure somebody can go back 18 years on any one of us on this line and find something shady that we did.
Right. Well,
like I said, you don't even got to go back 18 years. You only got to go back 5 years. And go back to the shit show they were running in Dallas.
Let me stop you right there.
You're ready for an orgy, talking to women. And what did Mark Cuban do? He hired a black woman to run, and everything was good. You haven't heard nothing.
No.
I never even heard of the punishment. I never knew what the punishment was.
I never knew it was
transferred. He got transferred to someplace else, and he wasn't in. The guy who was responsible for all of the slack behavior.
Right, he disappeared. Yeah.
Mark Cuban said, "Hey, I never." Yeah. Mark Cuban said, "I didn't even know what's going on."
Right.
But once I found out, I interjected myself, and I solved the problem. And hey, we got another game. Let's go.
Yeah. That's almost how it worked.
Right.
Let's go Mavericks.
Yeah. And the sad thing is with this case, to show. I'm not saying who was bullshitting who, but when this first came out about this dude, he got suspended. Then he came back to the same position and was still going at it, talking about, hey, I know you're ready for an orgy. And if y'all remember this, or anybody on the line can research this, Google is your friend. This guy was like totally insane. But again, you're the owner. So anything that happens with your organization, you got to fall on the sword. I just don't know what sword he fell on. And again, this is what I mean, guys. When we start going back and back, we don't even got to go back that far, 5 years. So now if you want to go back 18, 19 years on, let's say any owner in the NBA, I'd hate to think what they're going to find, guys. I do. I hate it.
Well,
I hate to think what they'll find.
I need to correct you on one thing you said. You said any one of us on the line, so I just want to say my account was hacked. So anything that you find on me, that wasn't me. My account got hacked several times. So I'm just saying.
But think about that. I heard somebody say it. It might have been Amina Haslet. I was in my car today waiting for my wife, and I heard him talking about it, and that's sort of the direction he was trying to explain, that what position is Adam Silver in? Do you try to make an example of one and this shit snowballs into 10, 11, 12 owners?
Right.
Now what do you do? Could this like shut down the league? I mean, again, with this new media, social media, everybody named Mother has a podcast. and let's can that zero tolerance shit, guys. That's we can't use zero tolerance because a lot of people would be out of jobs with some of the anti-Semitic,
Yep.
racist, anti-this.
Yep.
So when we say zero tolerance, we really got to be careful
Mm-hmm.
with that word because
It's like
that's really skating on some thin ass ice.
For sure.
It's like
For sure.
how many 70-year-old owners got like 25-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, he's like, listen, I only got two, so he's like, yo, if you add both of them up, she 50. So
Right.
hey,
And all it takes, Bishop, is for one of them to get pissed off,
yes,
and
exactly,
here we go.
exactly.
Here
I
we
was
go.
like, it's like, okay, yeah, let's nip this in the bud. Can
Right.
just do this suspension or whatever. But he's a billionaire, so it's like kind of like I'm not gonna let you guys dictate to me
Nah.
the terms of my engagement and so forth and so on. So I'm gonna be, like I'm not gonna be repentant. I'm gonna be the guy who is like, yeah, well, you made your statement. However, here's how I feel about it.
Right.
And then if he really wants, if the sponsors start digging in and saying, well, yeah, we're pulling out because this goes against our this and this goes against our that, then the money factor is going to be what determines what move he makes, not public opinion. It's going to be the money factor because the sponsors say, hey, this is really not, and I'm sure they got some kind of clause in there that says, well, we can jump out of it if it violates this or if it violates that. Now our product is being associated with somebody who is, a sexual harasser or racist or the perception is a racist or the perception is, like somebody who creates a hostile work environment or demeans and belittles minorities. That's the problem.
It's like this guy was a 50-year-old man acting like a teenager.
Like he's in a frat house. Like he's in a college.
Exactly, Bishop. I was getting
freshman,
ready to say that.
a freshman at a frat house.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to sit back and say, well, whatever. I mean, it ain't our job to say how mature an individual should be.
Right.
But when you look at this dumb shit he was doing, Bishop nailed it. I was getting ready to say it. He was like a freshman at Penn State.
Yeah, it's like,
and just having a ball. But as a 50-something-year-old grown man.
right.
Really?
Like, okay, you bending over to tie your suit, and he runs up and grinds his. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. Really?
If they would have said something like, while all this was happening, Bishop, everybody was smoking weed, having some beer.
Yeah,
You would have got that impression that this is some college shit.
yeah.
Not thinking these motherfuckers are 50 years old.
Right.
But isn't he like 70? He's like.
No, I think he's still in his 60s now.
I mean,
Right.
So when you go back 18 years, he was probably in his 40s,
Yeah.
maybe
So
late
he like,
40s.
yeah, yo, I'm going to take a shower. Okay. You need to make an announcement. Yeah, you never seen nothing like this before, baby. It's like, okay. All right. I'm sure I've seen something like what you have. It's okay. I'm good.
he's
I'm
60,
sure
by
I
the
have.
way.
Right. I'm sure I've seen.
He's 60 R.
Yeah, 60 years old.
So he's
So
42.
again, he was 42 years old when this was going on. At the inception of this, he was 42 years old, acting like a freshman at pick the college. Pick a college.
Right.
At 42 years old. Maybe he missed something in his early days that he was trying to recapture. I don't know. I don't know the guy.
Well, maybe that's a
But I
freshman.
know one thing.
Yeah.
He ain't going out easy. He made that shit clear. He threw his little subliminals, and he'll take
Not
his
that
year
way.
and his 10 million, and that's it.
Right. But I'm saying not that way, not by people voicing their opinions and saying he needs to go. But once the sponsorship money, because now it's impacting business and now it's impacting my money. So it's common sense that says if it's going to impact my money, then I need to make a good business decision. And a good business decision is for me to get out of the public eye. So I can say I'm self-imposing It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be away from the team. It just means that you're just not gonna see me. I'm
Right.
still calling the shots. I'm still, the guy that you have to come to get any decisions, any major decisions made, but you just don't see me.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well said, gentlemen. Well said. A Facebook user who has no name, I don't see the name, he was saying that, or she was saying that, only way Robert Sarver is not a part of this ownership group is if the other owners and sponsors force him out.
Yeah, the other owners are minding their business,
Yep.
and
Right.
the sponsors are going to be the ones to dictate.
Yeah.
Because it's like Mark Cuban. How many owners are really outspoken like that? There's only like maybe like two or three owners that are outspoken like that. Golden
Okay.
State, they're outspoken because they're winning.
Right.
So yeah, and they're only talking about Golden State.
And that
Mark
that
Cuban,
that
yeah,
that, that comment was from my boy Doug of
yeah.
talking trash. He
Mark
from
Cuban will
Facebook.
say something because he's just that guy. But out of
Right.
the other owners, who else is going to say something about? Who else is going to say something about this guy? And Mark Cuban will tread lightly because he doesn't want people to open up that Pandora's box
Right.
that he
And
just had. That
Right.
he just
and
had.
nor do any of them are.
Right.
I mean,
Nah.
Bishop, because again, guys, come on, man. We're talking, you could find something. Trust me, you will find. If you're looking, and in some cases, you don't even got to look that hard. You're going to find something. So some of these owners are probably sitting there with their hands over their mouth saying, oh, shit. Oh,
It's like, so
boy.
you mean that cheerleader Coke party that we had, we shouldn't have
Yeah.
had that, or that booster, that
Oh
that
God, that's it.
that booster bus event that we had. It's like
Yeah.
the booster bosom event that we had that we shouldn't have had that.
Right.
Wasn't
Wow.
nobody here. Wasn't nobody here in the stadium, so or nobody here was here in the garden. So why?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, like.
Well. Yeah.
And everybody wants to have this off with his head, off with his head. It's like since when? It's like since when have billionaires cared about what what the workers have to say think about them? I'm just asking, like since when? When?
Right. Right.
When has a billionaire care? If that was the case, you see how James Dolan does. They could have marches. They could
Yeah.
sit outside
Protests, all that
with
shit.
torches and pitchforks and whatever.
Right.
It's like, yo, you think he cares about how you feel about
He
what he's
truly,
doing?
he truly doesn't. He truly doesn't.
Right,
None of
exactly.
them do.
Exactly. It's like, imagine how you feel about your job if somebody came and said, hey, imagine how you feel about that. Just like multiply that by, you know what I'm saying? Multiply that by astronomical wealth and
Right.
a whole lifetime of I don't give
Yeah.
two tears in a
Yeah.
bucket. It's like, come
Right.
on. Only, like I said, only way that will happen is the sponsors, major sponsors, because
Right.
that one sponsor that just said, "Oh, we're not renewing," it's like, yeah, that's $3 million. If some of the TV sponsors, the TV money or whatever, if they
Mhm.
said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to pull back because this violates the terms of the agreement," you know, this violates this violates that, then you'll probably see him like, "All right, you know what? I know what I had said, but what I meant to say was,
Mm. Wow.
so."
All right, gentlemen. I definitely appreciate your being on in the paint with me tonight. I hope Mac is doing better with his situation, of course.
Mhm.
Dom, Bishop, thank you guys. Guys in the chat room, Black Atcha. Also, my man Ali Dawes. And last but not least, my man Doug from Talking Trash Sports Group on Facebook. Almost as good as ours. No, I'm joking with
Hey, R, but before we go, R,
you.
Judge hit his 60th.
Wow. So he's one away from tying and two from breaking and setting the
Yep.
new standard. Wow. All right. Career year, like I said. Career year.
Yeah.
Hard to follow that up.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. All right, gentlemen.
All right.
Peace.
Thank
Blessings.
you, R.
All right, thank you.
sir. All right. Peace.